You know what I
Right. You know,
mean?
I just told my son that because I've been so worried about paying for my funeral and stuff, and he's like, Mom, quit worrying about this. I'm like, no, I got to make sure, things are set up and you kids, I don't want to be stuck with my bills and this. He says, we're going to donate your body to science. I said, Michael, you better not, because I know somebody did that and they didn't get the body back for like 2 years. I said, no. I said, how do you know what's going to happen? He says, you're going to be dead, Mom. I said, how you know? You've been dead? What, they pull my eyeballs out and that hurts, I mean, you ain't been dead. Nobody knows what really
Yeah.
is going on after death because nobody's come back and said, hey, I lived through eyeballs getting ripped out your head. I said, Michael,
Somebody's,
please don't go with the science.
I can't remember who said it, but somebody said, do you remember what happened before you were born? No. And he goes, well, that's
No.
probably how it's going to be when you're dead.
Yeah, right.
Nothing, but then again, we don't know. We
Right.
don't know.
I was in a coma for 18 hours and I hear so many stories, these coma stories, you know.
Oh, they see
Yeah,
the lights and
yeah,
all
and
that
all that.
stuff.
Let me tell you, for 18 hours, I didn't see nothing. I don't. I didn't remember nothing. I don't remember going into the seizure. And only thing I remember is when I did come in, I remember now this is 18 hours later, my daughter, my middle daughter was there and she come down. Mom, she hit me on my chest. Mom hit me on my chest. Mom, the third time I'm like, what? And the doctor just looked, like I tell her all the time, you traumatized me right off a coma, But that's what I remember. Nothing before, and coming to was her screaming at me. But in
Well,
the 18 hours, I didn't get to see the light, Jason. I guess I really
no.
ain't no light. I'm not going to make it to the light.
Was it hot? Was it hot? Were you burning?
Probably closer to the hot.
Probably. But you've heard people those stories, where they were in a coma or they were close to death, and they all of a sudden they felt these claws on their hands, and they looked and they were demons. And then I became a Christian after I came out of it.